beloved Creator is worthy to be praised. He is the greatest. Our beloved Creator, give me clear, concise divine guidance that serves your highest good. It is so. We are now vibrating at the frequency of absolute conscious awareness. It is so. Our Pa loves listening to us. Truly. You may talk his ears off if you like. Uh, that is a sure way to grow into your full divinity. He loves to engage with you. Whatever matters to you, whatever is important to you, is important to him. Now he directs our steps, right? And you can say, now which way now? What now? What next? How long? When you do this, when you put this level of trust in him, right? Because he's a living man. And you take his divine guidance. Because one way or the other you're going to do it. It's like it's pre-written. But where free will comes in is how you feel about it. But when you follow uh, his divine guidance, then you are overcome with a sense of peacefulness on the inside, irrespective of the chaos on the outside. This is what you can call a fruitful engagement, right? Because peace is the victory. Because sometimes some people win, but it causes them so much stress they don't get the pleasure out of the victory. And we here in the land of milk and honey, it's all about happiness, satisfaction, a sense of achievement, accomplishment. Oh, it look like people owe a lot of money for disrespecting the sacred divine. I'm thinking a lot of lawsuits and things like that, because stealing from or changing anything about the sacred divine, whether it is a text, a script, or a clip, led to this. This is Hotel California. It looks like Barney the dinosaur because the black viper. That's what happened. They disrespected the sacred divine, so they got ejected out of the body of God, and God is going to get paid for it because the first time Earth ascended, it ascended like this, and it shot up into here, into this. This is why this is eternal day, and then it went up, right? No one charged for the salvation. So whoever charged for the salvation for whatever number of years owe everyone a refund, because our beloved Creator didn't ask for invoices and receipts. But anyway, now that they're here in Hotel California, perhaps it is paid in full, because they don't get the peace that you get. They now maybe got all the money, but can they sleep? Yeah. Growing stronger is not optional. Well, it wasn't for me, but I had a very challenging path, right? For example, look at this. The middle one here, as this data creator shows me this. I want to go sleep, he shows me this. I go, look, what is this that I'm seeing? I find this thing here, right? And it's shooting eggs into the moon. These are moons and earths. And then I stopped it and took it away and turned it into Hotel California, right? Because these ones that disrespected our beloved Creator, all our elders and all the prophets, all of them, right? They are there. They are all there. That's their reward. Because they did new moon and full moon magic, so the eggs come on the full moon for us. It looks like full moon, but this is happening at the back. And then with the new moon, it is these spirits of darkness were like sent to the altars here on the planet, right? But then I broke the whole thing. And now it's a Guruji handbrake, right? Everyone is in there. And so I was counting down to the new moon because now all the altars were broken and who is going to leave. And then Ozzy Osbourne left and Hulk Hogan and a few other people, right? So, but what I'm more curious about is what's going to happen on the next full moon, which happens to be on the 8th if you're that side, and on the 9th if you're this side, right? So that should be interesting to see because this is what we will be observing. Because on Saturday the 26th, they used this witchcraft again. But because they not taught me, so I figured out, okay, these are portals, right? So I could do something. And I bitch slapped them all from Scotland to the Colosseum to town, right? So they've been condemned. So the last pope was the last pope, not this one. Because the last pope, they could still resurrect the spirit of Peter through this thing, right? But this thing is actually a female. It's a female black viper thing. And that's how Merciful came about. This is Merciful. Merciful looks like this. There you are, your Mercy. But if you do black magic or disregard a creator, you go into like the wages of sin is death kind of thing. You don't resurrect anyway. Here they resurrect now eternally, right? But here, if you go off the path because you're getting mercy for having done things like that, then you go to there. But however, whoever was now doing this, now this ritual that they did at the Colosseum was to say the last day of Christ. Now I'm like, if that is their ritual, then why did the snakes come for me? But nonetheless, I did what I did when I did what I did. Right? Anyway, so point being, I had to grow stronger. Now, Christ and Rasul are of my spirit guides, right? And they had to make me stronger so that I could expand my conscious awareness, my absolute conscious awareness of light and dark. So when you find yourself in a situation that's beyond your present comprehension, the best advice I can give you is like consider discussing things that are not ordinary for us. Because that's how I got the answers. I said, my beloved Creator, please explain this. Alright? Now that it's all done, everyone is sorted into Mokanane, Merciful, and Hotel California. Now I'm cool. But going through, it's almost as though experiencing the unthinkable. But it is that very thing that achieved this. So, but I'm thinking that I doubt you'd ever have to go through something so horrific again because they're not gone. They can't bring you these serpents and make them eat you and throw you in pits and nest and which is can seem very physical. You know, it's not like apparitions and things like that. This stuff is can harm you. But they're gone now, so you're safe now because you are in our beloved Creator's effulgence. Now you see, Merciful don't have the effulgence, but they have the light. They have the light still, right? But Hotel California, it's stuck in there. Duck, duck, duck. I was saying how Christ and Rasul, how they walked with me on a path that was unthinkable, but the ends justified the means, right? So it's no complaining anymore. But it was for my own good to grow stronger. Because the way I am, everybody would just have come here. Because I don't like that stuff, but I had to learn divine discernment. I had to be able to discern between the spirits. And all I did was I spoke to our creator, and then he come out of the blue, he just said, look at this, and I go look, I'm like, what is this? Is what it is. So when you're being challenged, speak to our creator. When you feel peaceful with the advice that you get from him, and anyone disrespects him or you or the divine brotherhood of man, you don't tolerate it. And that is what your spirit guides are getting you to achieve, is to ascend, like temptation, disobedience, deception, manipulation, and chaos. Because it's all about self-mastery. Because when you can master yourself, our beloved Creator can use you to do wonderful things like this. Who knew? I'm just grateful now I was obedient, but I used to complain. Because He just listens, because He loves listening to us. And like the more we complain, then in His timing we get understanding. Because you don't keep it in now and suppress and all that stuff. No, no, no. Because you want to know, how can our beloved Creator be so great and then still allow people to be disrespecting Him, disrespecting the sacred divine? But the time came and then He did. He separated the sheep from the wolves and then the wheat from the weed. That's why you are on the inside of His heart, they are on the outside of His heart, and they are not even anywhere in His body, just as they wanted it, right? Then nature. I'm not thinking of flowers, I'm actually thinking about your nature, our beloved Creator's nature. Like He loves listening. This is what I mean, like His nature. He loves listening to you. He indulges you when you have something to ask about your life experience. Who better than the one who created you? Now they wanted to make you feel silly for having this relationship with our beloved Creator who is real. They said no, it's a frequency. That's why they ended up there. Because according to their beliefs, it was done unto them. So now I was saying about the Pope, man. That was the last Pope, because that's the last one that could resurrect Peter. But on Easter Sunday, they couldn't resurrect Peter again. That's why he died. Now this new Pope, he doesn't have this dark power of this, that, because on the 31st of August 2024, our beloved Creator cut the umbilical cord, and they went there lost into space. But with the second ascension, the third ascension, so there were 3 billion souls there, right? So with the third ascension, our beloved Creator gave all the karma here from the land of milk and honey, and the karma from Merciful to them, and took all the souls from there and put them here in Merciful, because the divine brotherhood was already here, milk and honey. So this one, this is what I'm saying, man. It's a female. This is like the vagina, and that's like the breast, and then this thing gives off these eggs. It looks like a portal. If you could see it clearly, then you'll see. But it's a female. So when I saw that, I sliced her a little. But because they are phoenixes, they can rise from the phoenix. That's how they could do this resurrection of Peter and hanging upside down to disrespect Christ, right? And the other day when they did this ritual, because as I said, it's Christ's last day on earth, whatever, the serpents came to me, but I pitch slapped them, because uh, we don't tolerate this. This is a F no, right? So now I feel you don't have to be concerned where they can bully you into things, because for some reason it's scratching on me that most of the things you did was because you were subjected to some some horrible things, right? Best to speak only to our beloved Creator. Best, best, best. And then He will tell you who you can speak with. But now you're fortunate now because in the land of milk and honey and immersible, you are aware of truth, right? But there's still up to deception, manipulation, disobedience, temptation, and chaos, right? But that's a they thing. They may check out any time they like, but they may never leave, right? So, oh, beloved Greta, you're so interesting. Um, Thank you for always listening to us and for giving us peacefulness under all circumstances, and that we can now discern between righteousness and wickedness and have zero tolerance for bullies. And to get to this level of absolute conscious awareness, we must get stronger, right? But it's like taking medicine. It's maybe not so taste so yummy, but it's good for you. And our beloved Creator never tires of helping you. Neither your spirit guides. They're quite happy when you engage. They're concerned when you withdraw. Right? And then the devil was a female, this thing here. But this is no longer here. That's why I'm curious what's going to happen now on the new full moon. Because now they can't make the sacrifices and do the altars and do this and that. And they were slayed on the 26th. So we can look forward to quite a spectacle. We will see our beloved Creator exact vengeance on the wicked. Although he's been doing it now for 11 months already. So now this is something. Uh, this is when you speak to our Creator. All the injustices that happened, who's doing what and what and whatever, right? And also all the things that inspire and motivate you. But he's advising you that you can't trust yet because we must see what happens now with the full moon, right? But it's best to consult him presently. Your enthusiasm, because how you will know it's a dark spirit or a wicked spirit is when they rain on your parade. When you achieve something, then they water it down like or when you fail at something, then they're your biggest critics. Like you must pick up on the frequency. Challenges, overcoming temptation. Now, growing stronger is not optional, right? It's like starting at the gym and it's paining the first week, the second week you're better, but next year you're the trainer because you mastered it. And they're quite happy to get you to master whatever passion is ignited in you that is good, because this is good. This is milk and honey. Two laws apply. We will love our beloved Creator with all our hearts, minds, and souls, and we will love ourselves and others with all our hearts, minds, and souls. So, but body's also in there, right? Which means you have to be master over your desires. Now, in the land of milk and honey, it's all about be happy, satisfied, meaning indulge in good things, avoid toxic things, because our Creator doesn't joke when He says this. How can He give you mercy and then you do witchcraft or you deny Him? We must think deeply about these things. And I know you're going to be fine. So listen to a lot of Dr. Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay. Study our beloved Supreme King President Vladimir Putin. Listen to Bob Marley. Read sacred texts. Study about the shamans, Krishna, Buddha, Babaji, Moses. Christ, Rasul, um, Noah, Job, David, right? And soon you'll know who Jean Holland is. Conscious mind, having command over self, therefore you may over others. This is what I'm saying. We get stronger so that we can uh, govern ourselves and others at the right level. Right? And we can look to these elders. And elders are not man appointed. Our beloved Creator says who's what and what is what. Even though they want to enforce this, but they're most welcome to do it there because that's as far as they go. Our beloved Creator, and no one needs to fear if you're having any problems with people doing witchcraft on you and you're in merciful. Right? I will know. But I slept so many the other Saturday morning at 4 a.m. that I'm wondering who's left and in what condition they are. But I'm looking forward to the full moon because now the path is clear. The thing is gone now. You see, it's gone now. It's clear now. The path is clear. Yeah, it was blocked by this hocus pocus. So now I say they can't say hocus pocus anymore because what? We cut them in half now. They hopo. I can be very boring. Anyway, so you got command of yourself, right? You've even though maybe you're like 60 years old, for example, but there's a renewal in you now. And when you reflect back, you say, you could have avoided this, you could have done that better, but you're glad you did this, that, or that. And what would you like to do now that you just put aside for other things? Those are things you can discuss with our beloved Creator, and it will be so. And just this time, because you have absolute conscious awareness, you're going to make like the best decisions. It can even be someone very young, but the level of maturity is on another level. That's why age, gender, religion, culture, and something else is not a factor to our beloved Creator. You see, when He looks at you, He sees all His children. You don't look at what is this, what is that. His main concern is do you love Him and do you love yourself and others? Because if that is in place, then you get this lovely peace on earth and respect and all that juicy bits. Right? Subconscious mind. I think we're somewhere here in Merciful, right? Somewhere you're so tuned into your old conditioning or paradigms. You had to grow stronger like very young because your environment was very hostile. And this is the very thing you will discuss with our beloved Creator because, say, for the first 15 years of your life, there was just no justice, right? And then you went through like a 40-year period, and now you're here when you can reflect back and see how much was the consequence of your environment and how much just ended up being due to what you accepted to be right. But now, of course, you've got a clean slate and all of that and that and that. I think you've outgrown this now. So, in the recent past, it was inevitable because with the first ascension, our Creator took the whole planet up there, the whole planet, and then it went in. Right? This is what I call eternal day. The planet just hung there. I'm like, oh my gosh, how we did. But the demons couldn't last more than 3 days there. By the 31st of August, there was this huge battle. Red dragon, these dragons. Hi, fuck. Then the second ascension happened because then they were thrown that way and we were shot up. Right, so it was destiny. Our beloved Creator is truly most merciful, most forgiving. He brought everyone up, and then what they did was instead of like appreciating this, they went to go do this thing on the 31st of August, and now they went to go do it again on the 26th of July now at the Colosseum and in Scotland and in Cape Town at the Cobra place. All I can say is I must be strong now. Right? Growing strong is not optional, like in the worst sense for them. But for us, growing strong is not optional, it's like in the best sense. serve us, but it's gonna whoop their butts. I won't say do black magic. In fact, I've read to say don't mess with those spirits. The victory is yours. I said you're going to overcome it because part of the forgiveness that you receive from our Creator is your willingness to forgive yourself too. Because had you known better, you would have done better. Okay, that's why it is very important that you talk, and then it's gonna help you to reconcile your greatness and your less than greatness. Then you will learn that it is better to be respectful of self, because when you respect yourself, you can respect him and others. And that this is another level of strength. To be able to be vulnerable to him takes courage, because we were taught that it's wrong, it's this, it's that, it's that. No, this is this. Alright? Because that's his nature. He's your creator. He's your father of creation. What's important to you is important to you. No matter how big and strong you are, 5, 10, 15 PhDs, or not even one, because that's irrelevant. What is irrelevant is your heart. And I can see you get the victory because when we ascended, they may have gone that way, but you ascended because they went there. We went. It seems so dramatic, but that's why I painted so I can describe what I see. Now, I don't know how to describe this, right? But I just get to see it. It just appears here in front of me like that. Then I paint it, right? And then I ask our Creator to please explain what just happened now. What was that? And when all these things were happening, all he told me was that I must paint. And I'm like, paint? I mean, the planet is in it. He said, paint, and then in so doing, everything came together. So it's a combination of intuition and intelligence. Our beloved Creator, are we feeling? Are we feeling? We're feeling empowered. We feel our beloved Creator truly loves us. He literally moved heaven and earth for us 3 times. He got rid of the big bad wolf. He said, okay, you've made the wrong. Make a right place, because mercy is a different kind of place. It's a double-edged sword. And then he said, hello, my beloved sons and daughters. You were good and faithful and all that beautiful stuff. Now, this includes most of humanity. This is only 2.4 that said our Creator does and did satanic things. But he showed them mercy because they repented. So that means that we don't keep it over the heads now that it is that. If our Creator gave them mercy, then we respect his decisions. Right? Because they won't do it again, because you appreciate mercy. But then he just did that to them. They can't incarnate on earth ever again, nor can they send one bad spirit here. He said this, because I stopped it there, I grabbed it, and then it became a fossil. And actually, I woke up the one morning and all I hear is paleontology, and then I say, oh yeah, this thing that looks like born. Creator's funny, man. Now, when you speak a lot to him, right, because it's a two-way engagement, you are engaged with him, then he tells you some interesting things, and he's got a great sense of humor. And to get to this level of communication, you have to be trustworthy, because he's trustworthy. Someone with this much authority could easily go off the hinges if they're not balanced and grounded, right? They'll go on this little power trip. That's why it always eluded them. Because our Creator's like this, we are his crowning glory. Then it look like we're so great because we can now move planets and we got swords but it's him entrusting us with His divine will. And I can say us because I know there are 844 of you too, because I've seen you in His presence. Not if, but or maybe. Our beloved Creator, thank you that you gave us so many divine gifts and that we feel empowered and that we know the difference between light and dark and that we are trustworthy. So we don't need to say hopo. We say, our beloved Creator. They think it's magic. That's what you call love. I would say that's the magic of love. When you speak and then something happens. Our beloved Creator, what is in the environment? In the environment, a lot of chatter, a lot of talk, conversation. Well, I think our Creator is going to be quite happy that you'll be thinking your thoughts and discussing it with him. It's almost like a conversation piece. And that's honest communication, right? And when I saw this card, I said, this is so you're going to take some suppressed thing of yours, no matter how great you are in command, run 30 companies and all of that. You're tapping into that inner child, right? Because you're in the light of our Creator. Of course, you must celebrate your inner child. They mocked you for that, right? For embracing that, because it was their purpose to steal your childhood from you so they could infiltrate you with these dark spirits. But now, higher ground. Our beloved Creator, in the hopes and fears, we are hoping that you can trust your intuition. But I say put it to the test, because that's what I'm telling you, man. It's a position of trust, right? I ask my Creator, what is this, that, what's the answer to this? Then He says it. And then I get to paint it and see how, oh, He meant this here and He meant that and that. Like He just showed me this place, it just appears here, right here, and I paint it. So I say, oh, Hotel California. They can check out anytime they like. But they may never leave. Because when you strike the divine, when you strike me, you're striking of the love Creator. And that applies for the divine brotherhood of man and for merciful, right? So the physics is when you try to strike what our beloved Creator bless, you strike yourself. You don't have to do return to senders and this and that and this. So they lift themselves up, good and solid. I sliced them and diced them and set them alight. Our beloved Creator, because they didn't appear as humans, they appeared as serpents, right? If they were humans, then it would have been different, but that's one of the reasons I had to grow stronger, because what the fuck? Anyway, our beloved Creator, what is the outcome? Outcome. Isn't this interesting? I see blessings for the divine brotherhood of man. Our beloved Creator gives us His ear. He listens to the issues that flow from our hearts. He is our rock, our strength, our shield, our protector and provider. And whatever flows of His effulgence flows here, right? Because they're still in the light. However, regret is a motherfucker. You must be strong. Divine brotherhood of man. We are here to gather knowledge, to pray and meditate, and to serve. And everyone is meant to have abundance. And those that were greedy and selfish and power hungry, they now have exactly what they created. According to their faith, it was done unto them. And according to yours, it is done unto you. Thank you, our beloved Creator, for your divine guidance. You are worthy to be praised. You are the greatest. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.